So I was looking around and I have stumbled upon this thing here. This is a 16th century, I think it's now in Kickstarter. It's called Tercios, Honor and Glory. As it says here, strategy and army management in real time of the 16th and 17th century of the Spanish Tercios. Take command of the army, relive the story of these brave men and their exploits, get resources, manage your soldiers, take cities, resist sieges, and defeat your enemies in epic battles. It is made by Wargame Studios. This is the studio here. It would be released as an early access. There's no date for the release. There's a lot of interesting pictures here that I'm going to talk about in a few moments, and we're going to take a look at the community hub because there is a lot of interesting stuff also here. So let's get into it. So beginning with this, we can see that apparently the system requirements would be 21 gigabytes of space. It is going to use a graphic. It is not listed here which graphics card, but it's going to use a 6 gigabytes graphic card and 8 gigabytes of RAM. Let's go and see the video. Okay, so basically this is apparently a 16th century wargame, very much like to, it is very similar to Total War, but has this type of figurines like the standard wargame, tabletop wargame style. That is the thing that was that I was noting, and I said, well, this looks good. Now I see that a lot of the actual things here are written in Spanish, so apparently the studio here, Wargame Studios, are a Spanish, probably a Spanish studio. So what do we got here? Well, we can see here the flags of the Spanish Empire, the Holy Roman Empire, France, Venice, the Netherlands, and the Turks. So it appears to be that he's going to have packed on it a campaign and historical battles as well. So we don't have too many factions available. But I like this guys. It says that we can create our army. Look at this guy. We can customize it. This is a typical pikeman. We're going to check if those guys are historically accurate. Look at this guy. This appears to be an interface in which we can modify the flag of our faction, something like that. Over here, I can see we can recruit mercenaries, and we have this could be the, I'm not sure if this is the deployment or the troops available, something like that. Okay, here we can see, let me play. We can see, wait a second, let's see it again. This part here, we can see that we can arrange our units like Total War, and we have as well options here for the formations, I believe. This other thing, I find this other thing interesting because apparently this is perhaps customization of the actual soldier individually. So we can choose if we want to put weapons, horses or pikes, and also the actual attire here. You can see here the visual representation of the soldier. We can see here more, these are halberdiers, but I like the fact that they have the rodela here, and they have in between them there are pikemen also. We have reiters as well, and this appears to be, I'm not sure if this is the army. No, it looks like this is going to be some sort of management in which we can do either troops or management, something like that. I'm not sure. We can complete missions. I like how this guy has this tool, which was very, very common in the era, because the arquebus was so heavy that the soldiers had to use this to put the cannon of the weapon on it in order to shoot, which is good. Skill trees and weapons, stuff like that. This image, oh, look at this one. This image, I was about to say, it is a little bit confusing here. Overall, it looks nice. Let's play this last part. Here we can see that it says lead your soldiers into combat. This is pretty much the whole thing. We can see that the map Has a lot of vegetation. This is, well, it's nice. It looks in a very, very early stage. Okay, so this is pretty much what we can see here. Now let's go ahead and see the pictures here, because we have plenty of them here. Here we see is an army management and strategy game with battles in real time, set in the 17th and 16th and 17th centuries. Here we see a Turkish cavalry. Here we see the Spanish pikes. Again, we see this type of tree. So I don't know what you think, but it looks interesting. It looks interesting, to be honest. So let's go ahead and check the community hub here, because there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Let's go down to the first this appears to be a commander, a captain of sorts, which looks very nice. There's a lot of attention to detail in terms of the actual armor and the swords of the time. There's a lot of attention to detail, but I don't think this amount of detail is going to be translated to the actual game. So let's see here. Yeah, this is pretty much the model. Okay. Then we have this other model. This is a beautiful one, because the arquebus is the actual one that is very, very heavy and bulky, which is nice. It has all of the tools on the actual on the chest. It is nice how he's like bended, as if the actual weapon is is heavy, so it appears for this model to be a little bit cumbersome for it to move. There's detail here, I can see. Here we have a normal arquebusier. The arquebusier, firepower and mobility, one of the keys in the armies of the 16th and 17th centuries. This is the base model of the arquebusier of the Spanish monarchy faction. Okay, so this was November 23, and that's it. November 2023. So that's the last dev diary, apparently. So let's return here and let's see if there's something else I can say. For example, here we can see there is going to be some sort of melee in which they are going to fight hand-to-hand combat. And yeah, I would be very happy to see this developing, and if perhaps this could become something interesting. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this one? Look at these guys. These are the soldiers with the huge sword that charged against the first line, the forlorn hope, as they were called. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this title? If you think that this title could pose a nice option for us, that could be something that could develop in something good. Let me know, what do you think? So yeah, this was something that I wanted to share with you. Tercios, honor and glory. See you in the next one.